This is ABC4 Utah, Real Sports Live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Real Sports Live. I'm Wesley Rupp.
And I'm Rick Aaron. Thanks for watching us on what our families believe is the best local Sunday night sports show in Utah.
Are they the only ones that do?
Maybe there's others, I don't know.
So. In the next hour, we'll cover everything that happened locally over the past 7 days.
That's right. We'll discuss the Utes' weekend sweep of the Washington schools, BYU's loss at San Diego, and the youngsters taking over the spotlight for the Utah Jazz. Plus, we will read your tweets and play a little bit of fill in the blank.
Sounds fun. But first, let's head back up on the hill where the Runnin' Utes extend their home winning streak to 15 games with a 77-56 victory over Washington. Dakari Tucker led the way with 19 points, including 4 3-pointers. Brandon Taylor and Chris Reyes were also in double figures with 14 and 11 points respectively, as Coach Larry Kraskowiak's 12th-ranked Utes improved to 16-3, 6-1 in the Pac-12 Conference. Next up, a trip to L.A. They will face UCLA on Thursday, USC a week from today. And Rick, I ask you, can the Utes keep this up?
Sadly, I believe they can and they will because they're playing my UCLA Bruins. I mean, that's the only game that I don't want Utah to win. The rest of the way, they stomped the Bruins up here last month. They took care of USC very easily as well. They'll sweep the LA schools in Southern California next week. And I like the way this Utah team is playing right now. They're sharing the ball. They're spreading the scoring around. Tonight, DeLon Wright only 5 points, but 9 assists. Jordan Loveridge only had 9 points in the game, but other guys like Dakari Tucker, Brandon Taylor really stepping it up. And that stretch between the under-16 timeout and the under-12 timeout in the second half of tonight's game, as good as I've seen Utah play in several years.
Exactly. Playing on the road in the conference is tough. UCLA, not the team that we remember as kids that the Bruins used to be.
Sadly.
So they should be able to beat them. USC might be a little tougher, but Utah is playing very, very well right now. And the thing that I like about the way they're playing is the defense. On the defensive end, they are doing it as a team, playing great team defense, and they're moving the ball, getting a lot of assists, and Coach K talked about that tonight, how his team passed the ball, and good things happen when they do that.
That stretch that I mentioned, they were up by 5, and then they went on a 17-1 run and just smoked the Huskies. Just ran them right out of the gym. Yeah. Well, switching now to the Cougars. The BYU basketball team continued its struggles in conference play yesterday. The Cougars dropped their 4th loss in the West Coast Conference, this time to San Diego, a squad who is 1 game under 500. In 3.5 seasons, Dave Rose has now lost more conference games in the WCC than he did in 6 Mountain West seasons. Wes, I think you would say it's safe to say BYU is in danger of missing the tournament for the first time in 9 years.
Oh, I think they very much are. We talked about this last week on this show, that how many games BYU could win and still make it to the NCAA tournament. I thought they could lose, they were going to lose to Gonzaga. They might lose to St. Mary's at home, and I thought they could still make it if they had a deep run in the tournament. They're not going to the tournament unless they win the postseason tournament in the WCC, and I don't see them beating Gonzaga in the regular season. I don't see them beating Gonzaga in Las Vegas to get that bid. So BYU, stick a fork in them. They're done. They're not going to the NCAA tournament.
Well, the beauty of college basketball is you always have that conference tournament. Now, if they could get hot, for a few days in March. Now, they do have Gonzaga and St. Mary's. I understand the losses to Gonzaga and St. Mary's. I don't understand the Pepperdine loss at home
and this one.
And at San Diego. Yeah. These are teams, even without an inside presence, these are teams the Cougars should still beat. And I think we're learning now, you can't have a team basically made up of all guards and have consistent success in a good conference like the WCC.
And BYU is still, I think they're still the leading scoring team in the country, but they're getting outscored, which is not good. So it just shows that they're not playing defense. They have no inside presence defensively, and that is just killing them night after night.
Nate Austin's torn hamstring really damaged that team. They were so thin on the inside to begin with, and now they're just a perimeter team strictly. Well, Wes, Quinn Snyder surprised everyone Thursday and replaced Trey Burke in the starting lineup with Dante Exum. And 2 games into the lineup switch, Quinn looks like a genius. The first unit offense has flowed well with Dante. The ball is moving. Exum looks comfortable for the first time in a while. Trey Burke, on the other hand, he's provided a spark to the second unit, scoring a Klay Thompson-like 15 points in yesterday's second quarter against the Brooklyn Nets. So, Wes, you think this is a permanent switch? Is Dante Exum the new starting point guard of the Jazz?
I don't know. Dante Exum is still a 19-year-old rookie, and his season is going to be like a roller coaster. He's going to have games where he looks good, and he's going to have games where he looks like he doesn't even know what's going on out on the court. Certainly played well the last couple of games. I've been more impressed with the way Trey Burke has handled his role coming off the bench. Scored 19 points in that victory last night, hit 4 3-pointers in the second quarter alone. So it seems like he's kind of, I don't know if he's trying to earn that starting spot back or he's just relishing that role. And I think he really fits in well in that role because he can score. And he's more of a scorer than he is a distributor anyway. I mean, he was a scorer in college at Michigan. And I think he likes that role. And coming off the bench, he can be that guy who gets the shots.
Yeah, I like what Exum has done. I also like what Burke has done. It would have been easy for the young man to mope and pout after he gets benched in place in favor of Exum. But is this a case of playing two just really kind of bad Eastern Conference teams? I mean, you're talking about a win over the Bucks in Milwaukee where they had to hang on at the very end, and then you're talking about a win against a Nets team that I think Brooklyn Decker would have given them a tougher game last night than the Brooklyn Nets, as I call them under their Russian owner. Let's see how Exum does when they go up against some tougher Western Conference squads.
That's not going to happen yet because they play a very poor Boston Celtic team tomorrow night, so the Jazz can earn their first 3-game winning streak of the season. They should be able to beat the Celtics, so they get that. But I'll be interested to see
the Clippers on Wednesday, so that's a test.
And Golden State on Friday.
Exactly.
So it does get a lot tougher. All right, earlier this week, 5-star recruit Osa Messina chose to attend USC in the fall. And on the state's other top prize, Porter Gustin seems like he's headed out of the Beehive State as well. Rick, with some recruits changing alliances after Utes coaching's departure and the inability to lock up the state's best kids, what does this say about the local schools? Have they lost appeal, or is this just something that happens?
It's something that happens, but it does give you a little cause for concern. You know, we see guys like Austin Kafensis out of Jordan. He committed to Wisconsin back when Gary Anderson was still the head coach there. He's still headed to Madison as far as we know. Just today, I heard that Zach Katoa, the talented running back out of American Fork, he's going to go. Yeah, he's going to go be with Kalani Sitake at Oregon State. So you consistently see this, and you know, Utah and BYU will certainly always get their share of the top Utah players, but it's always like those top 4 or 5 guys. They always seem to head to the UCLAs, the USCs, the Stanfords, and bolt out of the Beehive.
Again, you need to keep the local kids here, but the really good ones are going out of state, but they really aren't doing well. I mean, you never see a guy, Haloti Ngata aside, you don't see guys go out of state and really shine. So they'd be better off playing here, kind of being the big fish in a small pond, as it were, than going to USC or Oregon.
But wouldn't you want to see Utah and BYU be the big pond that the guys want to stay at and go to, like a Nate Orchard?
Sure, if those fish start coming here, then the pond gets a lot bigger and the talent pool grows and they would do a lot better. I'd like to see the kids, I'm a local guy, I'd like to see them stay here.
Signing day a little bit over a week now, and this is a hot topic on Twitter. Every time one of these kids tweets something or visits a campus, it goes nuts. Well, that does it for our 4 hot topics.
And now it's your chance to be heard. This is the point in the show where we let you at home have a little input.
The best and easiest way to get on the show is to send us a tweet at RSL4Utah.
And that brings us to a brand new face here on the show, a rookie named Alana Brophy. Basically, she promised she would not suck at this sports stuff. She's our weather person. Alana, we're going to hold you to that.
I hope so. I think I'm going to do okay, and I'm really glad that we use sports talk. I am the rookie. Love it. But I actually thought I was here to do Super Bowl weather, which I was hoping I could do because I know I could nail it. It's Arizona, folks. It's just like, it's sunny. Again,
nice.
Was kind of hoping to boost my credibility, but I don't think it's going to happen, so let's just go to our first tweet of the night. It's from NASCAR Jason about what he'd like us to talk about on the show. NASCAR, haha, thumbs up emoji. Now, we didn't put the emoji on the graphic, but trust me, it was there. The reason we didn't put it up, I only approve of the emoji that's a poodle with its tongue out. I know, I think it's cute. Also, I'm really sorry, Jason. I don't mean to pump the brakes on your Real Sports Live dreams, but we can't round the track when it comes to NASCAR. This is a local sports show. Emphasis on the local. Salt Lake can't really be LA, thank goodness. In LA, if you miss the Lakers game, you can watch SportsCenter and get plenty of highlights, but here in Salt Lake, the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, RSL, the Aggies, they don't really get the same attention. So if you want your dose of Jeff Gordon retirement news, you can flip over there. But if you want local awesomeness, stay with us because that's what we do. We cover it all, no matter what. And you know what, Jason, at the end of the day, I couldn't shoot NASCAR. They drive really, really fast. Okay, so if you want to get on tonight's show, it's easy. Just tweet us. It's at RSL4Utah. We'll throw you up on the screen. Guys, that's it for me for now. Back to you.
The kid's got mad skills.
I like her. Sign her up. Yeah, drive fast, turn left. All you need to know.
I think we'll invite her back for another segment.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Well, we're just getting rolling here on Real Sports Live.
When we return from the break, we'll head back up on the hill and catch up with Bill Riley and Utah point guard Brandon Taylor.